There is currently a wildfire that's spreading faster than anything we've ever seen before in the finals, and we have to talk. In the latest trailer for the reveal of Season 3, we had some massive controversy surrounding the ranked changes to the game, which if you don't know, Embark essentially took the ranked tournament cash-out mode and replaced it with the newly added terminal attack. My first thoughts on the reaction we've given as a community is just outright insane. Like, my first thought is, can you imagine, like, someone that watched that trailer just for what it was? You know, they thought that the trailer looked cool, you know, based on the cinematics, maybe the gadgets, some of the weapons, I mean, the map and art, like, you know, just going over to this game, you know, what new people are thinking when they come across to the social channels like Reddit or Discord, only to kind of see all of this wildfire, negative hatred, and some of the stuff you guys have posted is just so upsetting, man. Like, as a player, you wouldn't really want to be in this community. You wouldn't want to play the game because of this stuff. Now, personally, I just want to say, you know, I do have a bias that I am a terminal attack enjoyer, okay? I've been playing that mode, and on top of that, I've personally seen the most growth with my friends coming over from the crazy state of Counter-Strike 2 now to the finals. Now, a chunk of the community is pretty upset about these changes to the game, and before, you know, anyone goes to assumptions, I honestly do understand the reasons why you are upset. You've probably gotten pretty tired from all those other titles, you know, like playing Counter-Strike over all these years, or Valorant, or even just, you know, the state of Rainbow Six Siege in some ways, and you've come over to the finals because of the uniqueness that it brings, right? You know, the ranked tournament game mode is fresh on paper, and then on top of that, obviously, you've dedicated all the hours, you've dedicated your time to playing it, you've improved at it, you've gotten better, for example, and, you know, maybe you've learned some new strategies or gained some insights along the way. Now, whatever I say about the idea is just going to get me hate, so please just don't be too mean to me. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just someone that has been playing since the alpha. I'm passionate for this game, and it sucks to see the state that, you know, where it's in right now with the community. But really, what I wanted to do is kind of make a video for you guys just to explain some of the reasons for and against this change, because with some of the stuff that I was reading, at the moment, it kind of seems like no one is really listening to the arguments, you know, and the reasons why those arguments are being made in the first place. So we kind of need to, you know, come together here as a community and understand what the hell's going on, right? Obviously, one of the arguments for adding terminal attack in ranked is, you know, simply put, you could say it's a more competitive game mode, right? Which on paper, you could argue that terminal attack, that is true, right? If there isn't multiple teams fighting out with, you know, spawns that are very inconsistent in the game, you know, you can't force a team to go to a certain cash out A or B, for example. You know, it's very simply, terminal attack is a 5v5, and it gives you less chances of, you know, randomness occurring. Now, you can say, obviously, but Thix, you know, these players that are getting third party to just outright trash, they have slow pacing, you know, they need to get good at the game. Great. I understand that, you know, you can change your own odds, but ranked doesn't really mean only focus on the top ranked players. You know, there's been this weird shift in gaming where for some reason the opinions of someone, let's just say that's rank B instead of the top rank S, is less valuable just because they aren't a good player. You're actually missing the point that rank B actually has the most players in it, right? You know, due to a, you know, let's say a correct games rank distribution, not the finals distribution, where thereby technically it makes rank B one of the most valuable demographics to a game developer, right? Basically, just simply put, it's the highest percentage of players, right? And hours wise, collectively, rank B players have more data versus a, you know, very finite group of rank S players. Now, I do want to say it doesn't take away from you rank S players, right? You top 10, 100 finals players out there, right? Because obviously you're just as important as having the value of the knowledge, you know, time dedicated into the game, right? The game knowledge, and also being, you're kind of an aspiration for a level of skill to reach for the players that are of a lesser rank than you. Obviously, the reason against adding terminal attack is you know, it's obviously it's a damn sudden shift of players, right? I think that most of the reactions aren't even the fact that this change itself is happening, but Embark, I really think that you've kind of just shocked your player base announcing it the way that you've done, with little to no other context, right? Now, you know, they're obviously going to likely probably make like some post or an update very soon, so, you know, stick around for that. But, you know, obviously we'll have to wait. But basically, in your new trailer, you know, whilst everyone's enjoying what new things you're adding into the game, you can't just say, Yeah, guys, ranked is now Terminal Attack XD. Even with the idea of like swapping out ranked tournament with Terminal Attack entirely, like just that idea, isn't doing the justice. These players have stuck with your game in throughout the highs and the lows, and sure, they're not entitled to anything, right? Because Embark, you could say, well, it's a free-to-play game if you want to take that angle, but some of these players have spent their hours into this game even with the unknown ahead of them, right? Because they enjoy that specific mode at a high ranked level. Again, I'm not bashing you, Embark, for the idea, okay? If any devs are watching, I do actually think that the Terminal Attack ranked is a very good idea. I want that to be in the game. I like that. But as I said in my last video, it's just the executions of the idea sometimes just a little bit questionable to me, right? I just think you can't just snap your finger and say, oh, hey, this is different now. If you're like me and you're kind of, you're happy with the Terminal Attack idea, by the way, you're probably looking right now from the outside in going, well, look at how mad all these players are. Of course they're upset. It was a sudden, unexpected change away from a mode that they really enjoyed in their heart, their core heart. If you're playing the finals right now, I would actually call you a dedicated player to the game. And the reason why is because obviously people have been saying, oh, the player count's going low, the player count's low, whatever, right? We're not listening to that. Even the players that are playing the finals ranked right now, if you're not listening to the player count talk because you're just enjoying the game for what it is. Even you would be upset if you're in their shoes. You can't hide that away from yourself. Like, really, we're kind of in a situation now of problems, because I think a lot of us can agree that the concept of Terminal Attack is a good game mode to be added into the game as an alternative way to play the finals for players that like the whole high risk, slightly calmer aspect of the game, okay? Don't just be like, oh no, I hate Terminal Attack. But no, like, for the idea I just said, for players that kind of enjoy that slower pace of the game, calmer, more like methodical thinking of the game, I think that this is a great addition for those players that enjoy that instead of the very fast-paced, in-your-face. It solved a lot of those issues. And obviously, Embark have the data that the Terminal Attack's working well, otherwise they wouldn't have made this change in the first place. One of the main reasons why this game gained popularity in the first place, though, was because of the cash-out game mode being so different to the other typical shooters that we have out there. So, obviously, you could say to me, well, Thix, if you're, kind of sitting on this like 50-50, then what's the solution? Well, obviously, I'm not a game developer, okay? But, now that Embark have kind of announced this, they can't really just kind of go back on their decision so fast, right? I mean, I think that, personally, being honest, I genuinely think they should have 2 ranks in the game, like, straight up. Like, we have a tournament rank, right? Like we normally have in the game, and then a Terminal Attack rank. That's right. 2 different ranks to grind for, believe it or not. 2 different leaderboards, 2 different ranks. The actual cosmetics, if people care about that, the actual cosmetics to grind can either simply contribute to each other, so you can play either and contribute to your rank, or just take the highest rank out of Terminal Attack or the the cash out mode, right? And then that's your actual cosmetic reward. Okay, we all know Ruby is very likely going to be in the top 1,000 or 500 or whatever. Right, so, there's a niche for those players that still want to grind hard. Maybe on the weapon, for example, instead just kind of have a variation. Like, the diamond ranked achieved in Season 3 Terminal Attack, or diamond ranked achieved in Season 3 cash out, right? Just so we know that there's some variation, so it's not, kind of one-to-one clone of the achievement. There's a bit of disparity. You can tell, oh, this player got Ruby in Terminal Attack. Oh, this player got Ruby in cash out, for example, right? Give players that kind of variation of skins as an example. Obviously, the issue from this is then, obviously, you have the question pop up is, well, then Thix, what's going to be the true competitive mode? Like esports, for example. I'm actually surprised I'm even saying that word right now. But honestly, I feel that if we have 2 options running, the true competitive mode would be the one that is the most popular over time, right? Like, if the developers see the data that Terminal Attack was successful in Season 2, so they make it ranked, then that's just the risk that both parties on the Terminal Attack and cash out will have to take, right? If you're listening to this right now and you're watching it, and this is a top, you're a top 100 player, right? And you think, oh, you want to do the esports realm. This is an option that Embark have taken, and it's a risk you're just going to have to take. Because if you say, well, Thix, this is wrong, only, let's say Terminal Attack should be the competitive mode for esports, right? But say if that mode isn't a good spectator-wise mode, right? Then technically, Embark are kicking themselves for not having Terminal Attack and Cash Out there as 2 alternatives. And then obviously all those months and years into you grinding for your game, and or for everyone, or even waiting for a competitive scene, is just outright dead. So I actually think that this decision is a very smart one, because now if we have 2 different types of ranked modes, Embark are essentially throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks, right? And obviously, I'm not saying that they're doing that tactic in those words, but I'm saying for an esports spectator mode, then they start to notice, oh hey, let's say Terminal Attack is the more popular spectator sport. Well, there you go. Then we all know and all can agree with statistically that Terminal Attack is the better esport because of spectator wise. And obviously you could say, well, why do spectators determine what should be a real competitive or ranked mode? That's not how it should work. That's exactly how it should work. You as a viewer are so valuable to keeping the esports scene alive. That is exactly how it should work. Where there is attention, there is a drive for a need for interest. Okay, that is exactly one-to-one how it should work. Again, there's technicals in this, right? So you guys, a big worry right now for you guys, which again, Embark didn't explain, is, for example, the maps obviously with the Terminal Attack mode, right? There's a current feeling that it doesn't really feel like the Terminal Attack mode is really merging in with the maps, but I can almost guarantee you probably that Terminal Attack has likely had some real work into it, right? Because instead of it being best of 4, it's now best of 7, it's MR13. Terminal Attack is come on guys, Terminal Attack has probably had some work in it, we just haven't seen it. Again, just the way that Embark announced that, it's just very crazy. I'm being here to kind of at least try and calm the fire down a little bit, okay? I think that we're going way too crazy on this, and it's not like it's going to be the complete end. I think that this is a good solution, and it's just something that we're going to have to deal with, right? Because there's no way Embark is going to release Terminal Attack in this kind of alpha state that Terminal Attack is in, okay? There's going to be improvements, there's going to be adjustments to Terminal Attack. Let's just wait and see what's going to happen, okay? Some of you are obviously seeing, there's also an alternative mode being added into the game, which people are asking me about, which obviously that's called World Tour. And I see this as more of a casual but can reach the skilled type of section added into the game. I don't think it's competitive, but for a better path of playing the cash out mode without it feeling like you've got nothing to do in the entire season. So this World Tour is kind of like a nice drip feed for you throughout the whole season in being able to play the finals, in a little bit more variation, right? They say that there's actually going to be tournaments in this, so it's going to likely be the cash out tournament mode in that World Tour. I think this change is actually very positive. It even says in the Steam notes, they'll climb the leaderboard and rank up their World Tour badge through bronze to gold. The reason why I say I think this is more casually is because in the notes it also says they're going to be giving you a unique mix of rules, loadouts, locations, and reward, okay? And I don't think that if they were going to try and sell this as a competitive or ranked mode, they wouldn't just force you into a loadout, right, and call that, a competitive ranked. This is our new alternative mode for the cash out. So this is very, very likely going to be more casual. But again, I might be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see, okay? Honestly, I know you guys might be upset, okay? Embark obviously hear us, and they have heard us before, and they do make changes based on some of the feedback. In a weird way, I can understand why people are so upset, but your passion towards this game, is there. It's obvious, right? This change was too big within too little of time without context, and I think that the lacking context specifically is something so crucial. And we'll just need to wait and see what the true in-depth details are and what Embark could do about it. Embark, again, I just think that the lacking context was so needed there. And I hope that we get a video out soon for what's actually going to be happening. There was someone also said to me, there was an argument in my Discord channel, which it was presented to me. It was along the lines of, we don't even know if this is going to be like a one-season thing. Like, they could just be changing it for just this season to kind of spice it up so it's unique. Obviously that is a unique idea, right? For like a casual game or like a casual ranked game, changing the game mode for ranked is like, it's fine for like a casual ranked game. But I don't think that in the finals, players would want to be hopping between Terminal Attack and cash out. Like, it just sounds so bad on paper. Because imagine it this way. Imagine, Season 4, and it's, this is cash out again, and all those Terminal Attack players that have been playing the season, they're not going to want to play potentially in the cash out season just because of a mode. Like, no, we need the consistency in the game. I've said this since the Season 1, guys. You can check my Season 1 review video. Like, we need consistency. It's crazy to me we don't have that right now, especially if we want to remotely start talking about an esports scene, by the way, which, is short term. That's completely out of question, but I know that you know, we can definitely hope for a future towards that, right? Oh, geez, yeah, it's 3:47 a.m. here. Okay, so I've just finished shouting and yapping on like a 6-hour stream that I did. I'm tired as hell, and I've probably made some mistakes in this video. I probably said some things out of context, so please don't take this video as like my be-all end-all. I probably need to review this video when I wake up again, in like whenever I wake up. But the love I got from the stream earlier, guys, it was actually insane. Like, it pushed me to just stay up and get this video out. I felt like I had to do something immediately just to kind of calm something out there. Even though I'm a small YouTuber, I'm one of like the probably like the bottom 50% in the finals. Like, people hardly know me. But you know, I just thought I'd at least try and do something for the community because I genuinely care. Like, I actually care. Like, guys, it's 3:48 a.m. Like, I actually care. But yeah, guys, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I think so. When I wake up, I'll try and kind of respond to you guys and do some conversations. But you know, let's talk about in the comments like what changes Embark could do for season 3, because it doesn't mean it's all over, right? It doesn't mean that we should all throw in the towel like some of you guys are saying. Like, let's see what the let's just chill, guys, chill. Let's see. But right now, the big concern for me is that new players are not coming over to this game because of what's just happened. Like, bro, think about it from this perspective. New player. Reading those comments, reading that in the Discord, nope, I would not be going over to this game. I'm scared. I'm really scared, and this is a worrying change, but I don't think that we should be saying some of the words we've been saying, guys. So please respect the devs. Remember, they are human at the end of the day. They are awesome people, and they give me so much love. Some of them, they give me so much love, and they don't deserve a lot of the stuff that they've been going through, some things you guys are saying. So please, I know why you guys are frustrated, and I completely understand it, but we need some sanity, okay? We need some sanity. Much love, guys. Thank you so much as always. My name's Synthix, and I'll see you on the podium.